It seems like, it looks like, I don't know, we are the one who have more description of the skin color on our own skin color. Oh, she's black. Oh, she's dark skin. Oh, she's brown skin. Oh, she passed white. Oh, the complexity of the skin. Oh, the first black man. Oh, the first white woman. The first black woman. All this, all that. Oh, she's dark. Oh, my black is beautiful. All this. But if a white woman was saying the same thing, we will call her racist. If someone say my white is beautiful, she will be called racist. Why? Why is that? You see these people in their continent, they fight. After the war, I gave you example of Germany. I say even after that Germany went through the silent war, generational trauma, they work on that. They resilient. They were resilient. But you see that even after they had all this war with each other, but they respect each other after that. There is no hate. I will never hear a French hating a German today, never. These people have their differences in the same continent. They have different language. You have German, you have Greek, you have Italian, you have Spanish, you have people of Netherlands, you have French, you have English. They have so many different languages and culture, but you see how they put, how they admire the difference. You see how they make it look good. They talk about it. Oh, when you go to Italy, you have good spaghetti. You go to Italy, you see Venice. You can go to the gondola. They talk about it. You go to Spain, oh, you will see artists like Antoni Gaudi. You will see La Sagrada Familia. Oh, look how they eat. They talk. The French, oh, when you go to France, you go to Paris, or the Eiffel Tower, oh, see how the French gastronomy is so good. They have good habit. Oh, I like the fashion. Oh, Chanel. They talk about it. You go to London, oh, look at the Big Ben, look at Buckingham Palace, the Queen, oh, look at this, look at that, oh, the English with the tea, oh, they make it they make it look good. It's always about something, even if they don't have a lot, they make it look good. Oh, go to Greece, you go to the island of Greece, oh yeah, you see how they eat healthy, and this and that. They always do something that they are proud of. In the African continent, we are fighting. Sometimes when as African, I'm French African, if I met an English African, it looks like English African feels superior than the French African. I don't get it. I don't even know why. We are like that each other. I've met many English Africans. Among those who can say who are mostly accessible and mostly nice among them all were Nigerian. Yeah, Nigerian English African are probably the more accessible if they, I mean, I know they have the way they are because when they are very, but they are more likely to talk with you, to be more simple, but the other Africans, French, English Africans, no, unless you happen to meet someone who is Christian and stuff like that, but usually they feel superior. I don't even know what you have superior. We are all walking in the same mud. Maybe your mud is less than the other one. Last time I was talking about greed. Greed is a sign that people have not self-love. Because the way you steal, you don't want to give to thy neighbor, you don't want to give to the other one. It's this greed. This greed. It shows that there is something wrong. Because when these people in these countries, like we say, oh, the racist, even when they steal, white people, when they steal smartly. I'm sorry, it's a fact. The white person, when he steals his country, okay, he steals all this, you have maybe all that, okay, all that. The white man, he will still like that. And the rest will be used for the budget that has been allocated for the country, for reconstruction, something like that. He will steal this part and he leave it. Still, he will go to judgment. He will go to justice court to respond for this action of stealing from the budget of the government. African, when they steal, he goes with all this, he leave it like that for the whole country. And ask me, is he going to go to jail for that? No. No punish bad action, no correction whatsoever, because they are on the top. You saw they have no love for there is no self-love. There is no love for the neighbor, for their neighbor. That's why they steal. And that's why when you go to cities, usually, you always see, no, seriously, when you take your plane, you fly on the top of the cities in Africa, you go, make a difference. There are poor neighborhoods in Europe, there are, but you won't see it easily. But in Africa, you will see it right away from the plane. You will see it. You already understand what's going on there. You already understand what's going on there, okay? He steal all this. He steal all this and leave it for the people to live with. There is no self-love. There is no self-love. The thing is, people don't understand that it's... no, this is a simple example. It's no self-love. Because when you steal like that and you leave it to other people to suffer, the same people they can drive in town with their big cars. They see you suffering. They will ever have, like the other African in the same country suffering. It doesn't bother them. It shows you that there is no self-love. There is a lack of love of themselves. Because self-love expresses itself by doing good to the other one, which they don't. Okay? There is no self. Even themselves, there is something wrong with them. But you see, last time when we were talking about the sex scandal of Mr. Balthazar, how can someone say that he's educated and have degrees and be sleeping in town with more than 100 women or something close to 100 women in town? You see what time, how many hours, the energy that you are wasting by going after women. You are married husband, married men. Like more than 4 children, it's maybe 5 or 6 children. So all this work that you already have in your home, but you still manage to have time to go sleep with married women out of town, married and single women, and you are working in a regional institution, financial institution. When did you have time to go after these women, sleeping with them? Hiding, going there, still. No, I mean, African people, I'm telling you, my brother, my sister, God in heaven, help us. Something is wrong. Something wrong with us. I will just, I don't know what to say anymore. Maybe I should slow down, but there's always something that comes out. Last time I say, oh yeah, the white people are invading. But you forget that in the history, black people also are invaded Europe. Oh, you don't know that? You forgot that in history. I don't say that it's the same thing. I know because they didn't impose some political, social. But just remember, that's why we have to read history. It's not new under the sun. If I'm wrong, please humbly correct me. But I remember that there was the invasion of the people called the Moor. In France we call it Moor. The Moor. I think there was from somewhere around Africa, Muslim, okay, and they invaded a part of Europe. It's not difficult to see. When you go to Spain, you will see some cities like Alhambra. You will see that there is architecture, Muslim, Islam, Islamic, but there is something, I think the more, if you have never heard about that man, I read about him. His name was Ziryab, the black bird. Please read about him. Ziryab, the black bird. He was the black man and he influenced Europe. Okay? I don't say that what the white people did in Africa was wrong after the invade and everything. But I just want to say that also it happened in the issue that Europe were invaded by black people as well. Yeah. Yeah. In France, I think in France, they were stopped by the army, the French army somewhere to a city called Poitiers. If I'm wrong, you can read about that. It's in history. They were stopped somewhere because they were invading also. Okay, I don't know if it was the Muslim, but the more were a black race. I think that there is even a well-known pianist, classical music pianist. I don't know if it was Beethoven or I think it was Beethoven. One of them has black blood in them. I don't know who he was. He was a classical music pianist, well-known, very talented. I don't know if it was Beethoven or I don't know, one of them. But when they put him in picture, they lightened his skin. But his original skin, he was darker skin. It was more darker than that. Okay, you had, yeah, it happened. They invaded, because even when you read the book of The Alchemist, if I'm not wrong, of Paulo Coelho, The Alchemist, Santiago, he met a Moor. He met him. If you remember, that's why he went to Egypt or something like that. If I remember about this book of The Alchemist. And